Today I want to share with you a thought that I had the other day. And this thought, when I was thinking about, I noticed that whenever I met anyone who's very successful, could be dentist or outside dentist, and I've met few people in my life, very successful dentists or very successful business owners or very successful in general, very wealthy, very rich, very skilled in their profession. And I've noticed one thing in common about them. They all seem to be very humble, down to earth, very easygoing, very nice to talk to. They're not arrogant as we might think they would be. I was surprised actually. I thought someone who's that rich or that popular or that skilled and famous in their profession that they would be very arrogant or have a lot of ego, but they didn't. I didn't see any of that. And on the opposite way around, I noticed some on the opposite way around, they see not that successful or they used to be they're usually very bitter, have a lot of arrogance, very uncoachable, very stuck on their ways. So I want to share my thoughts with you in details, and again, it's very unfiltered. But first, for credibility, my name is Khaled. I have been a dentist for 20 years. I run an open dental practice, Lakeside Dental Spa in Harvey Bay in Queensland. I took it from 1 chair to 10 chairs, from probably 3 staff members to close to 40 staff members over the course of 20 years. And you can check my details below. So my thought came from, I think I was watching or listening to a podcast about Dr. Darren Holmes, who owned 1300 Smiles, and it's a multi-million corporate that he sold to another corporate. And I actually worked for him probably around 15 years ago, and I met him very briefly. And when you listen to the podcast, I remember when I met him, he's a very easygoing person to talk to, very humble. I don't know, doesn't have a lot of arrogance, a lot of ego. Other dentists I met as well, Dr. Harry Margaret, Dr. Novneil, Dr. Derek Mahoney, Dr. Alice Bishenko, all on 4 Clinic. I mean, something very common about them, they're just really nice to talk to and very, very humble, very easygoing, very easy to talk to as well. And I noticed on the other end, I dealt with some dentists in the past as not as successful, really stuck on their profession, not as skilled. They tend to be very arrogant, have a lot of ego. They think they are the best dentists in the world, and they're really hard to speak to. And I think my thought came into conclusion that maybe ego can be very crippling. If you think too highly of yourself, I feel that you might stop from trying anything because you're really scared to fail. You don't want to fail. You have a lot of shame of failure, and this will cripple you from doing anything. Then you end up being stuck where you are, not progressing any further, whether in skills, in a career, in finance, in wealth, in health, in many things. You just tend to be where you are, create your own world, create your own bubble where you feel important in it, and you don't want to try anything because you're scared of failure. And I think those who are very, very successful, like highly skilled in their profession, highly skilled in wealth and finance, multimillionaires, even multi-billionaires, I have feelings that they don't have a lot of ego, and maybe they're not scared of failure. They're happy to try things. They're very open-minded, they're very flexible to accept ideas. They're happy to listen to people even less than them and higher than them, and they are very coachable. They're happy to be trained and coached by other people higher than them in their profession. But they're not scared to fail. They're happy to do whatever. They have no shame. If they fail, dust it off, start again, fail, dust it off, and start again. So the fact, I believe, that they don't have this ego, they're not crippled, and then they go and do things. And those things might work and might not work. And if it doesn't work, they do other things until it works, until they become successful. And those who don't do anything, don't take any steps, they have a lot of ego. They think they're so important. They're so scared and ashamed of failure, and then they stop doing anything. Again, it's only my thoughts. It's very unfiltered. Let me know what you think about it. And if you like this video, make sure you like and share with your friends and colleagues. If you want to hear more about my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will notify you when more videos are released. Thank you so much for listening to me. It means a lot to me.